Sima is an area, or we call a boundary, where bhikkhu can do karma. Bhikkhu can do bhikkhu karma. So generally there are two types of sima. One is the what you call sima, which can be a automatic sima, automatic boundary. Once the bhikkhu intended or gather to do a karma. Another one is like now we are doing, that's we call it defined or something, that we make a boundary. Okay, so in Pali it's called, the first one is abhadda sima, the second one is baddha sima. This is translated as defined, or the baddha sima is defined, something like that. I'm not quite sure the translation. Natural sima has these types. So what are the abhadda sima? Abhadda sima is Buddha allow abhadda sima, which is one village. Okay, we call it karma. One village where there's one headot, the governing the village or something like that.
Like a village head?
Yeah, it's one village. It depends on the countries, how according to their constitution. In Myanmar, we usually make it regarded as a karma sima. The whole area of municipal, what you call, area is called karma sima. So in such a area, which is like one village, if all the bhikkhus inside this village can gather together at one place, then they can do ordination or kathina ceremony or any bhikkhu karma in any place in this area. Okay, because the whole village become a sima. So since the whole village become a sima, all bhikkhus must be bodily united. So they must come to one place all together and sit within 2.5 hatapasa each other. Okay, like we sit close to each other. Okay, so this is karma sima. So among the abhadda sima, this automatically become sima. There's a karma sima, and another one is uddaka sima. There are also three types: karma sima, uddaka sima, and sattabandha sima. Karma sima is village. Uddaka sima is water, like stream or river or naturally flowing stream, natural river, natural pond. We can use them as a sima if we want to do bhikkhu karma. Another one is sattabandha. Sattabandha is a forest sima. If there's a forest where there's no owner, then at least 4 bhikkhu gather together and they start to do karma, then it becomes also sima. Automatically. After karma, then automatically become the sima. Is about, this sima area is about 96 meters wide. Automatic. Like uddaka sima is water sima. Water sima, once 4 bhikkhus start to do karma, then this became uddaka sima, water sima, and it was wide about a person, if he spread water, and the water reach when the water drop, or if a person spread the sand, as long as the sand reach drop, so this size becomes sima. So among this area, bhikkhu are doing karma. So these all are automatically become a sima.
But in the case of the forest sima, similarly all the bhikkhus within that forest must be gathered?
No. Once 4 or more bhikkhus gather together and they are going to start when they start the karma, then the sima area become about 96 or 98 meters. So within this area, there should not have another bhikkhus. If there's another bhikkhu within that area, then the karma is not successful. So all bhikkhus within that area must come together. Yeah.
So it is with the water sima within the water throw or central, all the bhikkhus must gather.
Yes, within the area. But the more the bhikkhus, then the sima area becomes the bigger.
How is
From the last
bhikkhu. Yes. It's expand. Automatically expand.
But then when you explain the 96 meter or 98 meter, that is with reference from the center point?
From the last bhikkhu.
From the last bhikkhu. Oh, I see. Let's say if the bhikkhu stand here, last one, this will be
Yes.
98. I see. So you're ever expanding.
Bhante, you mentioned that during the Sangha karma within the sima, the bhikkhu must be within 2.5 hadapasa to each other.
Yes. There's 2 types of measuring. Should be within 2.5. Yeah, when you offer sima, when you offer food, then you must be within 2.5 hadapasa. Okay, this is almost the same. Another way of measuring is 1.5 hadapasa. So if we sit together within 1.5 hadapasa, then if we count like when we offering, then it is very close. But in I think in one sub-commentary mentioning also this 1.5 hadapasa is between 2 bhikkhus.
Oh, okay.
So it's the same like 2.5 hadapasa. Okay.
Okay. And 1 hadapasa, Bhante, is
yes, from here to here is 1 hadapasa. So 2.5 within 2.5 hadapasa. The how to say it? The setting up sima is only one type, but according to the size, there can be difference. So the bigger size can be, in Pali, is 3 yojana. 1 yojana is counted about 10 miles or 12 miles, or some say also 9 miles. So it can be 3 yojana. In Buddha's time in India, the Rajagaha, the city, the whole Rajagaha is sima. This is Sima. So very big. When we do a karma, we sit within hadapasa. So this way, if we sit, at least 21 bhikkhus can sit together. Then that area can be a smaller sima. Cannot be smaller than that area. Okay. So like your question yesterday, there's a small part that we skip, or something like skip, because the measurement change.
Yes.
So this small area cannot be a 1 sima.
Oh, so it's safe.
Yeah, it's safe. About in Buddha's time, there's a very big sima. We call it Mahasima. So when we do a bhikkhu karma, all bhikkhus within that Mahasima must be gathered at one place together. Okay. So in Buddha's time, there are many arahants and who has a psychic power. So it's not so difficult to bring in time to those who are far place. Later, it's a bit difficult for bhikkhus. They cannot know where is the place together within such a big area. So Buddha later allowed a house or a place to appoint one place, so that all bhikkhus know to come together, okay, within this Mahasima. But later, also there are some difficulties for some bhikkhus to come to do Uposatha, because it's a very big area. Then the Buddha allowed the Khanda Sima. Khanda is divided small Sima in the Mahasima. Okay. In this very big Mahasima, Buddha allowed to make a small Sima again, so that only some bhikkhu can separately do bhikkhu karma.
That's why Pa'ao has two.
No.
The
No.
lower one also a Sima, right? The
Yeah.
original Sima.
Yes, but this is not the same like Mahasima that I am mentioning. So within this Mahasima, like Rajagaha, there may be many monasteries. So each monastery can do the separate small Sima, so that all bhikkhus, all the resident bhikkhus of that monastery can do the karma. So without having to collect all the other bhikkhus in such a big area. So this is called Khanda Sima. So small Sima and the Mahasima. So nowadays, what we are doing, setting up the Sima, is small Sima. We also call it Khanda Sima, but not really the same like what I mentioned, the Khanda Sima. This is Khanda Sima, we call it Khanda Sima because it's divided among, within the Mahasima. But we are not doing that. We separately do a small Sima, but we still call Khanda Sima. So, so why we are doing this small Sima, but there's one rule the Buddha has laid down, that we cannot establish new Sima on the old Sima. Or we cannot establish new Sima which is overlapped with the small Sima a little bit or less or more. Okay? So to set up a new Sima, we need to know, or we need to make sure there's no other old Sima at this point, at this area. That's why we have to clear the old Sima first. If we know there's surely no Sima, then we don't need to do a clearing, removing. We just set up the new Sima. But since the Buddha Sasana is now already over 2,500, more than 2,500 years, we cannot know there's no old Sima. That's why, to remove the doubts, we do the Sima removing first. Why doing this process? Since you know we are doing one place by another, thoroughly every place, because we don't know where Sima. We are just thinking, oh, one sitting, if there's a Sima, then we remove the Sima. So this way we go many places. And someone asked why you are doing so closely every places. Because Sima can be in any shape, in any size, between this Mahasima and the smaller Sima. So also Sima can be a triangle shape also. To set up one Sima, we need nimitta. Nimitta means a marker. That marker, at least there must have 3 markers, 3 points. If there's a 3 points, then we can set up one Sima. But this becomes triangle shaped. 2 points cannot be a sima. So such a shape and such a small sima can be anywhere around. So to be able to catch this small sima and this triangle sima or anyone, so we have to do thoroughly. That's why we are doing many times and taking times. Buddha does not allow two sima touching or overlapping. Okay, so if not touch, okay, there can be two sima.
Side by side.
Yeah, at both sides. Because for such a long, many thousands of years, we cannot say there's one old sima, the new sima is just close to the old sima, but as long as they are not touching each other or overlapping each other, then both simas are valid. Okay, so and when we do a karma, two sima cannot be connected. So two sima here, what I mentioned here is a setup sima, not natural sima. Natural sima and the setup sima can be connected, no problem. But setting up sima, the setup sima cannot be connected by any things, wires or trees or whatever is like a connection. If it is connected, then the bhikkhu karma is not successful. So in the same way, we are removing one sima. For example, there's two sima closely existing. Then when we are removing at one point sitting, but there's one connection with another sima, then the removing is not successful. Do you understand? That's why whatever seems to be a connection between two sima, then we remove.
Does that mean, okay?
Because this is our intended sima, intended new sima, okay? And we remove around outside, about 10 feet, okay?
10 feet is the standard.
The more we can remove,
The better.
the better. Okay? 10 feet is, yeah, at least should be the 10 feet. Lesser than 10 feet is not so safe. So this is our proposed area. Then there can be a small sima outside, the old sima. Okay, maybe like this, or like this. Okay, and maybe bigger old sima. So touching to our area. Okay, so if we only remove inside, then these sima are not removed, but stay touching this sima. This also consider old sima. Okay, this one also consider old sima. All old sima are connected or touching. So when we are removing this, then this is touching with another sima, then this is not successful. That's why we go fast around to remove whatever possible sima, old sima around. Okay, and why we are doing 10 feet? The smallest sima can be 10 feet by 10 feet. Because if we sit all 21 bhikkhus together, then if you measure, this is almost about 10 feet by 10 feet. It's about 3 meter by 3 meter.
It's almost sitting side by side.
Yes. So that's why it's to make it safe, we do more 10 feet.
So therefore it doesn't matter whether right at the border here there are trees here or the branches go into this boundary area. It doesn't matter.
No, if here's for example, here one sima not touching. So when we're removing, we don't need to remove this. But if there's one tree, and this tree branches come and touch to the ground of our intended area, but on the air, no problem.
Okay. This is what.
No problem, because it's not connected in the air. Okay.
But one hypothetical question, because roots can
Okay.
go very deep. and go
Okay.
very-
Okay, this is root.
Ah.
Regarding root, only the root which is over the ground
I see.
need to be clear, remove. But under the ground, this is natural. Buddha's directly allow
I see.
the root under the ground is okay.
Mm.
So nowadays, by copying that allowance, some monastery make electric wire, water pipe under the ground to the sima.
Ah.
So actually, it's not the root. We don't agree with that. Because our Sierra also does not agree with such a connection. So all have to be removed. Okay, only 3 root is allowed.
So let's say in the future when the building comes up, whatever cable that is running, it
Mm.
must be all above surface.
Above surface, and there must have a joint too, so that when we
Can be
we
disconnected.
can disconnect it. So here, when we are doing so closely, one place on one place is because the sima, this if they are touching this old sima parallelly is okay. It's clear we can just do. But if in case the sima is like this,
Ah.
okay,
Oh, funny shape.
just touching with the angle, then if we don't go closely, then we'll miss of this sima. So around the area is more important to do carefully around outside the area.
So Bhante mentioned that during this one, because doing the actual one, I realized sometimes we sit very close to the line. Sometimes we're quite far. It's between like 1 feet to 3 feet. The distance can be varying.
Okay, so outside area, because we have time enough, so we go starting from that line. In case, so if we only, for example, if we only have 4 bhikkhus and sit here for 4 bhikkhus, okay, in such a sima, 4 bhikkhus
Okay.
can catch.
Yes.
But if only 4 bhikkhus sit like this here, then maybe one is outside.
Mm.
One is outside if we closely go this line. But if we sit a bit far, like now 2-3 feet outside, then surely these 4 bhikkhus are in the Osima.
I see. So the outer perimeter is
Yes.
for that purpose.
Yes.
I see. Okay. Okay.
I wanted to clarify, when we're clearing this outside one, the perimeter, because this sima, the smallest is 10 feet by 10 feet, but the big one can be very big.
Yes.
So we do not know how big it extends.
Yes.
And therefore there could be connection very far away that
Yes.
connected to another sima that we
Yes.
are not aware of.
Yes.
So how do we...
So if we have Mahasima, okay, like very big sima, then all bhikkhus in this sima can gather in one place. Then we can remove this very big sima. Okay. So in the first day, all bhikkhus we collected.
Okay. That's why even the very sick one had to be brought in.
Yes, yeah. The sick person even brought. So this is meant for very big sima. In case there's a very big sima, then it's removed on that day.
So that means that day when he came in, that was the karma vacha given that it's meant for that purpose of.
Yes. But there's 2 types of sima in one place. One is samana samvasa sima, another one is avibhavasa sima. Samana samvasa sima means all bhikkhus come together, bodily united, and do the upasada together. To do the purpose, this is sima, samana samvasa. Avibhavasa sima is the same place, the sima, where bhikkhu can leave their 3 robes. We have a rule. The 3 robes, our own 3 robes must be taken care of together with us during the night time, especially at least at the dawn time. Okay, so we have to always must be careful about taking care of that our 3 robes. So for some person it's not so easy. And so if a person is still in the Sima area, then they are released from that rule. So Avipavasa Sima is a bhikkhu can stay freely without taking care of their 3 robes at the dawn time or at night. Okay, so these two types of recitation setting a Sima is at once apply on one single Sima. So when we are reciting, there's 2 times always. Okay, 2 pages. So when we set a Sima, we first set up the Samana Samvasa number 1. And then the second time, Avipavasa Sima for the free to be free from the taking care of our robes. So when we remove the second one first. Okay, second Sima first. So this is Avipavasa. So the meaning is, whenever Sangha listen to me, there is a Avipavasa Sima set up already. That's Osima. So if whenever Sangha, all Sanghas has a condition or ready or united, let us do the removing. Then, whenever Sangha, please listen to me. There's a Sima, Avipavasa Sima. So the Sangha remove this Sima. If the Venerable Sangha agree that, please keep silent. Please remain silent. Or otherwise, please speak up. Then, all the Venerable Sangha is silent. So I regard this as the consent from the Sangha. That's what we are saying every time. So this way we remove first Sima and the second Sima. That's the meaning, roughly. If there's for example, there are 100 bhikkhus.
Sufficient. Yes.
Yeah, they sit.
One sitting.
They sit one sitting cover the whole area. So one time Kamavacha recitation can remove all. Something like that. If it is the only one Sima, if the whole area is only one Sima, then this should be okay.
Yes, but very sure.
But in this area, if there is 2 Osima, then the only one Sima where bhikkhus are recitation can maybe counted as removed. The other one is not. Because bhikkhus are sitting but no one is reciting in this area. For example, just now we say there are 100 bhikkhus. So in some monastery they recite every bhikkhus at the same time. But our teacher does not allow us to recite more than 3 because the commentary said 3 bhikkhus can recite together, not more than that. In this case, because there can be a 2-3 Sima in the area where 100 bhikkhus are sitting, actually these 3 all Simas are already covered by all bhikkhus. So all bhikkhus recite at the same time can be considered all 3 Osimas are removed.
Yes.
But within one Osima, there are more than 3 bhikkhus are reciting. So this one is not. It's a controversial point.
And that is also the same reason that up there, for example, you can only do 1 square at a time. You cannot have 2 groups doing
Yes.
2 squares at the same time.
Yeah. If 2 groups separately doing at the same time, if these 2 groups are sitting within one Osima, then this is not united, not bodily united. So it's not successful karma. That's why we cannot separate into groups.
One day the next.
Because to set a Sima, we proclaim the nimitta first. We announce the nimitta first. So, as I have explained, there must be at least three markers. Now we are doing 8 markers, 8 points. Okay, so it becomes a square. So every point to announce this is a point in the east. This is the marker in the east. This is the marker in the west. Something like that. So there's a one formula. A bhikkhu go at that point. There's a one layman or samnita standing and question and answer. The bhikkhu asks, "What's the nimitta in this east direction?" Then the person's answer, "Stone." Pasano, stone. So in this way we are asking every direction. So the direction must be accurate. East or west or south or north. Okay. So the day the measurement is northeast, we cannot say what direction. So they are readjusting the direction. Okay, the preparation must be, the area must be clean. The size of the sima is up to the organization or the bhikkhus, the monastery. So let's say now there are 45 meters. So among 45 meters there must be clean. And also we need to remove around, so 10 feet around. But before cleaning, they must check the direction first, so that they do the right area. Okay. But if they are not making a construction soon, they can leave the trees in the area. Like now there's one tree in the middle. This way there can be many other trees. As long as these trees are not connected each other or branches. Okay. So this way we can do fast. Later they can clear all those trees and make a building. That's also possible. The commentary mentioned the level should be even like the mirror.
Very smooth.
So now the ground is not leveled. Will that be a problem?
No problem. As long as there's no connection. That's the same that I had explained you. Why we are doing more carefully about around the area, because to be able to catch such a sima. If we do here, like here, in this place, then this can be missed, because they say this is the place. Then we start here, okay, until here. Then they change the area. Then it become like this.
Yes.
Okay.
Because of the direction.
It became like this. So this part we do here 3, 3, 3, 3, but here only one line. Okay, because it's already done.
I see.
Done here. This part also already done. That's why we are not so.
Because it was partially done already.
Yes. Because if there's a sima, then it's already removed. So that's why we don't do like before. Only this part. Stones are for the marker, and to set up one sima, there must have a markers, nimittas. So stone is one of the 8 types of nimitta. Buddha allow not only stone, but also allow other types of nimitta, sign or markers. They are stone, mountain, tree, forest, path, river, what else?
Water.
Ant hill, and nest, and hill.
Water.
Puddle.
Water. So 8 types of nimitta is allowed. Stone is one of them. So we prefer stone. It is more stable, and also we can use this for forever as a marker there. Even among the stones, the stone should be naturally a single stone.
Maybe one day you can qualify a bit more about the stone, what it should be.
Yes,
And then the internal stone, I think.
Oh, internal and external is actually only internal stones is important to set up at one sima. External stone is just a sign for those who are doing another sima close by this sima. So this is showing, please don't come closer than the area, the outside boundary. We call it simandri. Simandrika means sima and dwarika, the division of between two sima. The biggest size is the elephant size, the adult elephant. Not more than, it's not allowed if the stone is bigger than the adult elephant size. The smallest is controversial. So we prefer this about 3-4 feet and maybe 1.5 feet diameter, so that we can also use as a to make it like a vertically put in the ground. So this way we use. Why? Because before setting up, we are asking the question and answer about what is the nimitta in this relation. We usually do from the center.
So point to the
From the
center.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's two types of announcing this, two ways of announcing this nimitta. One is one bhikkhu go around to the respective marker points. This is, we call it announcing a far place. And another way is we sit in the area. From there, one bhikkhu asks, one bhikkhu answer. Okay, so two ways.
Both are within near the center of the area. The asking and the answering.
No problem. This bhikkhu can be anywhere within the area, but the direction what we mentioned is off that area.
From the center.
Yeah, the whole area. First, a bhikkhu go around and ask a question, what's the nimitta in this east direction, something like that. Then after all finished, we do again in the among the sangha. Usually Pausila ask, and someone answer.
Is there a reason why do since it's allowed to do either one of them, and then the reason for doing both?
Actually, doing in the middle of the sangha is more preferred. More in accordant.
I think I've been to one sima setting where the bhikkhu goes around 3 rounds to ask, is there...
Yes, to make sure. And also because many people want to participate. And such an occasion is very rare to participate.
But when this asking for the marker is only for the inner marker, or it's also for the external?
Inner.
So external marker, there's no question and answer?
No need. Because it can be anywhere.
Until the external marker is not strictly necessary, right? So if we have a sima setting up without the external marker, it's also okay.
Okay. That's why we say, if not possible, only 8 stone is okay. If possible, then we also make the external boundary.
All these whole procedures, are they translated into English anywhere?
This is, I think Pandit Thandeswara has translated, but not this this procedure. Translated the Pali text. Pali translation.
This is
You
in
can
Chula
Yes.
I did a quick flip, couldn't find it. Yeah, because before I came, I asked where can I find to read?
Oh, okay. Let me know. Yes.
Yeah, that's good.
Mm-hmm.